everyone, my name is Keziah, and for our word for today, I'll be discussing with you an example of Christ. And our text is going to be taken from Ephesians chapter 4, verse 17 all through to 24. So I'm going to explain it verse by verse so my message becomes very clear. And I read Ephesians chapter 4, verse 17. It says, "This I say therefore, and testify in the Lord, that ye henceforth walk not as other Gentiles walk, in the vanity of their mind, having the understanding darkened, being alienated from the life of God through the ignorance that is in them because of the blindness of their hearts." So the text is basically talking about how a person that is renewed in Christ or has accepted Christ is supposed to behave or is supposed to live. And for the initial verses, which is verse 17 and 18, it talks about how the Gentiles behave. And talking about Gentiles, we're talking about people that haven't actually accepted Christ in their lives, those who are living in the past life before accepting Christ. And it says the Gentiles are mostly darkened in their hearts. They do not have the light of God in them. They do not have that life of God in them to brighten their lives or to give them that light into righteousness. So they are alienated, and then they have darkness in their heart, and they are blinded in their heart as well. So I go on to read downwards, verse 19. "Who being past feeling have given themselves over to lasciviousness. And lasciviousness simply means being lustful. So in other words, you can say, who being past feeling have given themselves over unto lustfulness, to work all uncleanness with greediness." 20 said, "But ye have not so learned Christ." Talking about still the Gentiles have not yet learned Christ, meaning they haven't known Christ or they haven't accepted Christ. "If so be that ye have heard him," meaning if you have accepted Christ, and have been taught by him, as the truth is in Jesus, "that ye put off," 22, "that ye put off," meaning if you have accepted Christ, these are the things you're supposed to do. Those are the standards. These are the standards you must live up to. "That ye put off concerning the former conversation of the old man, which is corrupt according to the deceitful lusts." 23, "And be renewed in the spirit of your mind," because we believe the mind is made up of our emotions and our will and everything. Yes, our mind, will, and emotion is what constitutes our soul, right? So having Christ in your life, you've actually surrendered your soul, that is your mind, your will, and your emotions, unto Christ, right? And are supposed to be Christ-like and have the mind of Christ and live according to the tenets of Jesus Christ. 24, it said, "And ye put on the new man, which after God is created in righteousness and true holiness." It is self-explanatory, It says you put on a new man when you accept Christ, right? You put on a new self and cast away the old man, of which you were a Gentile, of which you had darkness in your heart, of which you had uncleanness and corrupt thoughts in your mind. So if we are followers of Christ, if we accept Christ, we get to put off the old self, and put on the new self, of which is righteousness and holiness by faith. So as a child of God, we do not conform to the patterns of the world. We do not conform to the standards of the world, but we put our lives living up to the standards of Jesus Christ, right? With God being our role model, with God being our example. And as an example, the Lord actually gave us Jesus Christ to emulate him and to be like him. That is what we actually are striving to be. We may not be perfect in everything, but thank God for grace. We should actually give God praise for grace and his son Jesus Christ that is available to make us always conform to the standards of Christ. This is the word for today, and thank you so much for listening. Have a blessed day.